Hi again, everybody. Alright, well, I'm sorry it took so long for another report. I had problems with my battery, and I finally got it where it would accept another charge. And I wanted to start off with a report on the babies. And what we're looking at right now, right close to us by the bucket, that is, we have Raindrop and Snowflake. And then over here in the corner, we have Rototiller and Rutabaga. Now, Snowflake, he's a little boy, of course, and Raindrop, little girl. Yeah, it's a Raindrop. And of course, we still got Sally. Okay, and there's Rutabaga, and there's Rototiller. Rutabaga's a girl, Rototiller's a boy. Okay, and then Candy, she's the mama of Rototiller and Rutabaga. She's pretty stocky, hefty frame baby, so mama says she makes, oh boy, it just decided to rain, just that quick. Wasn't even on the radar. Anyhow, so yeah, these babies were all born since my camera ran out of battery a couple months ago. And it's about time I'll be feeding them here shortly. Good thing they're in. Now, Fluffy is in here. I don't know if she's given birth to anything today. She may have, but I doubt it. I don't see. I'll have to go around that side to look. I'm going to give these babies some water since they're not on automatic watering. It's advising me that I've got to be careful with my next part of my video. Come on, Sally. You don't need to be out here. Yeah, this is Sally. Anyhow, I need to fix these gates. See if we have any babies over here this morning. No, not yet. But Fluffy Puffy is pregnant and expecting at least 2, if not 3. She's dropping pretty low, so she'll probably be done. And Mr. Snookums, he got himself in here, and I've left him in here, and he's made him pretty easy to handle, actually, because now I can feed him real well. And it keeps him from competing. What I did is I put a little bucket down there, catches the runoff from the one bucket, and it gives him fresh water. Yes, Mr. Snookums. He's a lot easier to handle, but you gotta watch out, he bites your fingers off. I've been working on a fence over there and stuff. This is kind of also a end of year report, since we're already in 2025. In fact, it's February 7th. I had surgery yesterday, not exactly surgery, endoscopy, and I will need some surgery. So I will have reports on that later. And some real yucky pictures of my insides that I don't particularly care to share. But anyhow, so other things that have changed drastically. Now, of course, I've still got Gretel there. She's still pregnant, so I need to get her in. And then Mr. O'Malley's over here, and he'll be over here for a minute. And I still haven't gotten that feed bin built up in here and sealed off the boys' pen. So there's the boys' pen, technically. Yes, Gretel. Here's our Gretel. She's got to come in here eventually. Gonna be tricky because she's kind of wild. Even though I can touch her, doesn't mean I can run out there and grab her. I have to run her in here, lead her, coax her in here, and then catch her and run her over into the baby pens. Other things. Now I had begun that celery stalk I call the big baby. Unfortunately, something's going on. It's not happy right now. I don't know, it may die on me. Don't know what's wrong with it. I need to find out before it dies on me, because I hoped it would live long enough to go to seed. But it's still alive technically, but I'm not for sure for how long, because I don't know what's causing it to yellow out like that. Still haven't gotten all those aloe veras reboot potted yet. I better get some more water in here. It's about to reduce some root damage. I need to repot this. I need to pot it up. That's my experimental bok choy. Again, I'm hoping it'll live long enough to go to seed, and then we can hopefully raise some bok choy. Now, what Mom's been up to is she got herself a new little plant. I can't remember what they're called. She just got that recently, probably today, because she's been working at this thrift store downtown. And she got a little plant, I don't know what they're called, but they have babies on their leaves. She got one of them. This thing has gone through all this flowering. I was hoping to give you more pictures of the flowering, but the camera wasn't working. My non-variegated spider plant seems to be doing alright. Her little, I don't remember what these things are called, is doing better. She got another cactus over here, and it's trying to flower. This, of course, is plastic flowers. She's trying to get a couple avocados to seed out, and then these avocados over here, I have to keep them watered or they'll die, but she's been kind of trying to fiddle around with potting soil that I've had sitting around here conditioning, and I brought her some compost. She ain't gotten any further with that yet. The pineapples are still alive somehow. My little spudlets from last year that I dug up come up, a couple of them come up green. Don't know that they'll do super well, but some of them will come up. Whether they live or die, you know, that's when they run out of their tuber base. No way to know. But I'll have to water all this stuff. This one's looking like it's dying of water dehydration over here. We need some more water. I think my mulberry over there may have died. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be coming back. But I got some watering stuff, but they didn't work right. And then Mom found me a big old watering terminal. It's a good kind, but I have to figure out how to wire it up. It's an 8-terminal water miser thing that's in pretty good shape. That amaryllis has still got 4 leaves on it. It's had for almost a solid year now. Now Mom's been cleaning this place up and keeping it organized. And of course she got this table out here so she can continue to do so. All the tooling and stuff, most of it's been boxed up and somewhere or another. I just went and knocked her pretty little plant on the ground somehow, even though it was in front of me. Hope I didn't hurt it too bad. There we go. Hopefully it's not suffered too much damage. Looks like some of the babies broke off of it. Yeah. Don't know what to do with them. Not looking that great. But I put them in there. The water's falling down out of the sky again. I want to make a report before it rains too much, because she got some plants over there again. And so, some flowers are developing, some flowers are not. Now, one big difference, I'm going to get myself an umbrella. I don't particularly care to walk out there without an umbrella. The ground may not be soaking wet, but my head will be if I don't have an umbrella. I'm glad this camera decided to accept the charged battery, otherwise I'd have been in trouble. Because, in fact, I've been out trying to shop for a replacement camera and batteries, which I think I've gotten some, and I fixed the broken charger by replacing the power module. Got the original cable, but I've replaced the charger with a bit different charger. It's not as fancy. It's got a higher voltage. One was 11 volts and this one's 12 volts or 12.3. And so it's higher voltage to charge with. I don't know if that's going to be a problem with this battery or not, because it's only a 7.6 volt battery. Anyhow, so I moved this over from the other field. Henry's in here by himself. And the reason that is because 9 babies went to market. I pulled about gross of 2,000, net 1,800 because fees and fines for the market auction fee. Anyhow, so this is that hay I bought last year. It's 30 bucks a bale, then I had to pay 20 bucks a bale to my brother to deliver it because I ain't got a truck set up to haul it. So that field over there is totally empty where the little boys were. Big boys and the little boys all went to market. The only ones that didn't was Henry and Mr. Snookums and Mr. O'Malley. Of course, Mr. O'Malley ain't going to market. Now over here we've got this year's, there's the surprise lilies and some of the daffodils and things, and there's some hyacinths coming up because we're already now into February, and so here pretty soon they'll be flowering all over the place. Not much to see, but they are there. In fact, if you're not looking real careful, you can't hardly tell them apart from the nibbled off grass, where Mr. O'Malley's been even eating some of the garlic grass. So yeah, there's some flowers starting to come up here and there, patches of them. I've been working on the tractor last year. It had problems with the starter motor. It was all dirty and cruddy. Well, I got that fixed, but I ain't gotten around to changing out. I need to get new hydraulic oil for it because the old hydraulic oil was all full of water and sludge. So I need to swap that all out. I had tried putting in some lentils and they sprouted, but I don't know that they'll make a crop. Deer and the goats keep eating them. So I have yet to put the air filter back on that machine or refill the transmission with the hydraulic oil, or change out the crank oil. That's why it's got a filter sitting up there waiting on me to put that on. And then that thing will be ready to go. Now I got the phase converter fixed, so soon I need to put the pulley back together and put the alternator back in sunshine so I can run that thing, because I need it for everything, pretty much. I had a couple babies die, so I was kind of forced to make myself an incinerator. I pulled this old plywood stairway out of there. It's going to go inside the building here. We'll show you that in a minute. My pile of junk grows a little bit all the time over here from things folks throw away. But so I got feed. I got myself a free pallet the other day because they just felt like, here, you want a pallet? And I'm like, okay, sure. I got me a free pallet. So that barrel over here, see again, that field's empty right now, and that feeder was up there, is now in that other field. This barrel right here, you see some bones in there. Unfortunately, I had to dispose of some dead baby goats, sadly. And I just used some motor oil and old fan shroud for a burn grate, and that's where that got to. I was looking at it tonight and it looked more thoroughly incinerated than it was, but it's good enough for now. Alright, getting in here. This again, since this is recapping what's going on in 2024, I haven't been doing much in 2025 because I've been pretty sick. And like I say, I'm in still pretty bad shape. So a lot of what I would have been doing has been on hold. And trying to charge the battery in Little Red, but this trickle charger doesn't seem to like that. So I plug it in and unplug it, and it goes back to green light for a minute, and then it gets upset. All this stuff here, a lot of that belongs to my brother, and it'll end up probably, hopefully, going to his place very soon. In here, now you can immediately see a big difference. One, I got lights. In fact, that's the thing. I got lights in the whole building. That all got done here a couple months ago. And I got them in here too, because I'm trying to set this up. You see them upright poles? Those are going to be the shelf supports for them cantankerous looking chunks of metal that are sitting out there on that little truck bed. Hopefully I'll get the truck bed finished too, back on a little red. But yeah, so the idea, I got that floor all pinned down, screwed to the floor. That's why there's a drill driver there, and some hardware from that other plywood steps I was showing you. I'm going to eventually level all this up. This trench I dug ain't done. It's going to go all the way through, because that will drain eventually. That'll drain this whole building of all the flooding it's gone on in here. Hopefully that will keep this place dry forevermore. Putting a good drain in here. Now, because I got the phase converter put back together, I did work on myself a battery charger system here that's going to become a little 19-volt battery charger for my batteries, and when it does, that'll go into action as my backup, because the fact my die-hard battery charger died and it's dead. So when that's done, that come off of there, and then I'll be doing my pulley, and I'll be using the little rotary indexer that's back in that shelf back in there hidden. I found out that I can't really repair these right now, these chainsaws. It's actually cheaper to buy a new chainsaw than it is to have the cylinders replated with Nickel, because they want like $345 to $400 different places to recoat cylinders on these things, and they just ain't worth it. I only paid $100 for the thing. Now over here, in amongst this stuff, I still got my Steel brand pole saw. I put a new ignition coil on it, but I couldn't get it to spark. Now I don't know if that's because I'm not doing something right, or if it was defective from the factory because it's Chinese made. I don't know. But until I get it running, I can't put it back together. Got to at least get spark. So that's what happened if the old ignition coil on it went dead. So if I can get that done, I can get my pole saw running, because I need to get over to my brother's place and cut a bunch of tree branches off with it. And like I say, a lot of this piled up crap is pretty much either, now that was, I stripped out an old piece of scrap metal for, and I might do something with them, probably make cooling fins out of them, make a radiator out of them. That's what they look like. And I got all sorts of other garbage in here that got chicken water and things, and I've got a chicken feeder, and I've got a chicken coop part, or what do you call it, a little nesting thing for egg layers and stuff that I need to put all together, make myself a little place for some birds. But pretty much now, oh yeah, I got myself a rivet tool setter and a mirror. Got myself a replacement mirror for the one I broke, and I got myself a rivet tool setter for the fact that I tore my mirror out of the side of my truck. The frame for it's over there somewhere and amongst some stuff. It just needs to be straightened out and put back on the truck. But before I can put it back on the truck, see, on the passenger side it's all fine. You know, over there it looks just like it should. But on the driver's side, it's all tore off. And you can see it's dimpled in there, and it's tore out there. I backed up and wasn't watching where I was going. I was using the truck to jump start the tractor before I realized what was wrong with the starter motor. And I backed up over here and wasn't watching where I was turning my wheel, and I turned a little too sharply at a point, and lo and behold, I proceeded to rip the mirror off. And when I did, ripped the sheet metal up on the top of my building here. So that's why it's got this snarly look on it. It's because it hit and the mirror snagged it. So, and there's broken pieces of mirror right there on the ground and up on there because I ain't never picked it all up. But I need to get that mirror back on my truck. It's kind of hard to drive it without mirrors. And that's pretty much everything that has realistically gone on. Oh yeah, well, there was that whole fence on the other side. I forgot to mention that. Let's go over there and take a look at that. Since it's not sprinkling just a moment, I'll put this umbrella back down a little bit. Make it a little easier to carry. We got over 2 foot of rain in the last month, 2024. Into 2025, we got another deluge, and it's just washing. You see how it's just washing the topsoil off here. It's just dripping and snorting. It's been tearing up. So we've been dealing with a lot of water, a lot of flooding, a lot of mud, a lot of crud. Because when it gets a ripping and a snorting, it tears everything up. Good for the flowers though. They say April showers bring May flowers. So December deluges bring February flowers. But something like that. So yeah, we'll just go and look at that fence from the other side. Again, this piece of timber standing up there are for that project. The other thing I did over here, this was in preparation for putting together a well house, swapping out the well pump, which ain't got done yet, and panels to stay there eventually on a concrete pad. Poor little Henry, he's all by himself and he's hungry, so he's over there crying. He won't let you touch him, but he'll cry at you for food. You see more of that tree broke off and fell on that roof. Surprised it ain't beat it all into the ground already. But anyhow, getting over here, along this side, that tree that you see in 3 pieces, let me see if I can zoom in there. Yeah, that tree right there was blowed down and tore the fence down with it. Well, when it did, I came and put the fence back up, and when I did, I used some timber to reinforce it. Because one, there's other trees that won't fall down, and two, these billy goats are quite destructive and quite capable. The reason Mr. Snookums is in that little pen is he managed to climb over the fence right there, climb over the fence, got in there, climbs over another fence, got in there. I laced the fence up shut behind him. He ain't come out of there yet. He probably could. He seems to be happy in there now. There's a squirrel. Squirrel. Anyhow, so all these trees are going to have to come out of here. They're dying because the boys are barking them real bad. And some of them are already dead anyhow. So basically what I've got going on here is a program. Once I get all these girls out of here, I need to either put them up here or put them on the other side where I emptied that field out. And I do that, I'm going to make it into a bunch of baby pen stalls so that there's a bunch of ability to lock mamas and babies together away from other harassing forces, including other mamas and babies. And that will basically make them where they're safer from each other, because sometimes the mamas will beat on the babies of other mamas. And not much you can do except keep them separated. Now over here, I don't know if that gentian's going to come back or not, but it looked that after it lost all of its live stems, that it had come back and put on a little green bud. Yes, that little gentian there is green. Oops, can't get it to stay focused. But you see it there. It's still alive. And I don't know if them other twigs was gentians or not, unless they come back and get bigger too. But that one I put in there with some shielding because it was getting trampled and beat up on. So hopefully it'll come back alright this year. It did not end up flowering in 2024. Flowered in 2023 when we first saw it, but it didn't flower in 2024. So, we shall see what we shall see. It's still alive. There's hope where there's life. Hopefully it'll make some seeds and make babies, and we'll have them all over the place. Henry, what you doing? So Henry wants to get fed. I do need to get out and feed them here pretty quick, because they need to be fed pretty much every day, a certain amount, so that they'll stay alive and healthy. These cement blocks are here intentionally so that eventually I can get these hay bales up off the ground. They're not supposed to be on the ground. They're supposed to be up on these blocks. Keep air circulating under them and keep them dry. Get them all lined up. There's only 5 there, but they're stacked badly, so the tarps don't cover them well. But I get them all lined up on here where they're stacked right. And by the time I get that, though, probably these in here will be done, and I'll be taking some of them off of here and putting in here. Because I got a total of 10 of them, and they're doing really good. I'd never seen or used love grass before, didn't know anything about it. They're eating it just fine, and I'm getting good feeding out of it, despite it being rained on and moldy when I got it. It's got a lot of dry inside, so still I'm getting decent value out of it. I'd get better value if I didn't pay the extra 20 a bale for driving it over here, but I didn't have any other way at the time to do it, so that's how I did it. That's pretty much everything. Yeah, this is pretty much everything. Not a whole lot happened. I've been sick, been going to doctors a lot, been bedridden a lot. We'll see what comes of it. Didn't get all my grapes picked, only got half of them picked. That was my own fault. Ran me an experimental thing of that garden, that PVC hose out, never did roll it back up, need to roll it up before it gets destroyed. And it's 200 foot of the stuff. And I got cords out there from not finishing stuff. I just got so much stuff not done. Getting sick and getting cold and everything got in the way. We'll see. Mom's car's still over at my brother's house, waiting to get fixed. When the weather warms up, he'll get in there and fix it. Alright, well that's it. And y'all have a happy remainder of your preparation day. I forgot to mention that. It's a Friday. And so, I don't know what the weather's going to be tomorrow, but I want to get that done, just posted today. So we will see you all on the next Sabbath pour as long as the camera keeps working.